speak. I think my family member just already kind of gave it to me. I figured my name was too long, so they just found a nickname in the middle and said, "Hey, you're Tay." So
I like it. I like it. No, I'm excited to have you on today. So, for those of you that are tuning in today, we're recording some great series with what we call Warrior Men. Pretty excited about this because, and I have to say, I was, somewhat inspired by you, Tay, and, some of the things that we've done together. In fact, I just want to start off and share that Tay leads a lot of different groups for men. And this is one of the groups. I'm actually in this group right now with Tay. He's leading it. Every Man a Warrior. Great information. There's about a dozen of us in the course. My son has been, a huge motivator for that. He's been pushing me to jump in these courses, Tay. But, I'd like to talk a little bit about that to start off, if you don't mind, because I think it's a great topic for men. I think today a lot of men are dealing with their egos. They're dealing with insecurities. I mean, we talk about this in our group. I made a list the other day because I was talking to a couple guys about, hey, listen, we're at a stage, we're in unprecedented times. We're in quarantine right now. If there's ever a time for a man to really step up to the plate and be a stronger, bigger, better man for his family, for himself and his family, it's now. So I don't know, you mind share just a little bit, how did you get involved with this kind of stuff, Tay? I know and I'll introduce you and we'll talk some business here in a minute, but I'd like to kick off with that conversation. I think it's really important for men to get involved with something like this.
yeah. So for me, it literally just fell in my lap. I think my wife had just retired me, and I was just searching for how to. There's no playbook of how to be a great husband, a great father, or just anything. And I was just searching and praying for it. And I just happened to go to my wife's retirement. I went to the men's retreat that Chad Canella puts on every year. And I think it was the second one when I actually got introduced to this. And Michael Wade actually gave us he gave us a piece of paper and he wanted us to list, sit down, just have time by yourself and just write out a lot of the things that you want in life, a lot of things that you want to let go of. And I literally sat down and I could not put anything on that paper. Like I could not just list anything. So Chad Canella walked in and he just kind of start talking about the made for war. Every man is a warrior. So he kind of introduced me to it along with Michael Wade, Quinn Conway, Delane Hewlin. And I just went through this group, started out as just, and Kyle Tweed as well, just eager to learn and eager to want to get to know myself more, eager want to get to know God more. And for me, I just saw those guys huge examples of what I wanted to be. They was great models for me. So I just wanted to be surrounded by those guys and just really take the things that they had learned throughout their lifetime and just see how can I apply, to myself and my Carrie, she was my fiance at the time. How can I apply it to us? So I just started to show up around those guys, just hungry and just eager. And man, they just continue to just show up week after week and not only just tell you the highs about life, but they talked about the lows, the thing that guys go through, and we really guys don't have a chance to vent in a healthy way and not feel like they're being judged by that. So I got to see these guys really just open up, be open, be vulnerable, and be transparent about not just the mountaintop but the valley as well. And I just kind of drew to that because we all have struggles, and I was able to not only just kind of put my struggles out on the table, but learn how to deal with them, learn how to build on them, and also learn how to break down these walls that people have been placing on you your whole life and just build these new walls so that you can become that guy who God created you to be. So for me, this study is for me just always put myself in a circle of guys who are going to position me to win in life, position me to win in my marriage, position me to win as a father. So for me, this study, it means a lot. That's the reason I continue to go through it because I'm able to be surrounded by guys from just all over. Different age range varies, color. It doesn't matter who you are, where you're from. All that matters is you're hungry and you want more for yourself. You want more for your family. So for me, I love just put myself in a situation where I'm surrounded by those type of guys and just really letting them just add value to my life in certain aspects of life and me just doing the same with them. So for me, it's about just always surrounding yourself with the right people and just understanding there's always room for growth. So for me, I played sports all of my life. So for me, it's always about being around some type of team environment where you can continue to build, where you can continue to go through the spring training that's going to lead to the games in the season, that's going to lead to the championship. So for me, just showing up to the Bible study every week is for me, it's week number, thinking about it in terms of a season during the football season. like you have a different opponent every week. Every week we facing something different. So we have to have a team. We have to have a game plan that we can go to and monitor how we're going to get through this thing and how we ultimately is going to win this thing called life. So for me, it's about showing up, surrounding myself with the right people, and just understanding there's always room for growth, and that you can, as guys, we can be vulnerable, we can be transparent, we can admit our struggles, and just surround ourselves with guys who are going to allow us to get past those things as well.
Yeah, I love how you say break the walls down. You know, I think a lot of men, they've got these walls around them, and they get to a point where they need help. I mean, I think a lot of times, Tay, we talk about this, men need help, and a lot of times they're afraid to ask for it. They're afraid to say, hey, man, would you help me, right? Would you help me grow? Would you help me become a better man? And when you get to that point, you know, and I think we all do it in phases, but I love hearing your story, even more so with the business. You know, Brandy and I met you and Carrie, I think for the first time we hung out in Costa Rica. So we went hiking together. We spent a lot of time. You guys have been with the company now how many years, Tay?
Going on 7 years now.
7 years. Yeah, we got to hear that story. But what I really enjoyed, and I know I'm a few years older than you, quite a few probably, but I was so impressed with just you and Carrie as a family as a whole. You know, I love that, you know, you came right out. You've talked about your, you know, the challenges in your life and how you had to, you know, you went through courses like this several times. I mean, so to me, it's impressive. I mean, this is the, you know, the law of attraction. I mean, you're a good looking guy, but what I'm saying is overall, it's attractive because you're working on you no matter what. And that's what I try to get across to a lot of men. We all go through the craziness of life. And right now we've got, you know, the quarantine, we got all this craziness going on, and it's even more important now. So let's talk a little bit about you and Carrie and your story. How did you guys get involved with It Works? And how did this all happen for you guys? Because let me set the stage. For those of you that are just joining the call, this is Martevious Young. He goes by Tay. You know, an amazing athlete, an amazing businessman. Just had, what do you guys have? 3 children now? I can't keep up.
Three.
Three beautiful children. You know, a man of faith, just a man of hard work ethic. And I love your story with It Works, because you guys started from scratch and you've gone to the top. You guys have made millions of dollars here. You've paid off debts, and, you know, share your story with everybody, how you guys got involved and what this company has done for you. I'd love to hear it.
Yep. So for me, my wife, actually, her cousin followed up with her for probably 6 months before she even joined. Just continued to tell her, you need to do this, continue to feed it to her. And we wasn't together at the time. So when we met, she was actually finishing up school here in Florida. And I was just went out to South Dakota to play indoor football. And she ended up coming home one weekend because her nephew was being born. And that's when I met her. And we didn't talk at that point, but that was when she first started the business. So by the time we came around and she graduated, she was actually moving to Texas. And that's when we started talking once she moved to Texas. And that's when she really started to work her business, because she had we had this new relationship, and it was long distance. And I think what inspired her the most was just showing up to the One Team, One Missions that they was doing at the time. And just us being long distance and us connecting and our relationship just growing even stronger. She was a nanny, and she was also in Army National Guard, and that just wasn't allowing her the freedom that she had to where she could just up and move, because the family's from Minnesota, and just up and move back and be closer to me. So what It Works gave us was that freedom for her to do so. So she gave up her nannying job, and she just came back because of It Works, and she just started doing it full time. And she just, the doors haven't closed for her since. And for me, it wasn't more so about me just joining the company with her. For me, it was when she made a decision, I was just supporting her because I loved her. I saw it wasn't no agenda on my part. It was me supporting her because she just saw my football career, and she supported everything that I was doing. So for me, it was just supporting her and whatever she needed. When we first started, I didn't do anything. She introduced me to one product that she knew would help me because I was an athlete, and that was New You. So the first thing that she did, she didn't force anything on me. She knew something that would help me, and she gave it to me, and I fell in love with it. And I still use it to this day. The little that we have, I'm running out, but I still use it. And she just started, man. She never pushed anything on me. All she would do is get me on the product. We had this one little badge, It Work badge, and it said, "Debt free is the new sexy." And she just gave me this pen, and I would just wear this pen to work, and people would ask me about it. I'm like, I don't know. My wife told me to, my fiance, I would say my girlfriend at the time, she told me to wear it. So go add it on Facebook, and she'll tell you about it. So that was my job in the beginning, wear this pen. People ask me, and I point them to her on Facebook. And I did that until she got me to go to she got me to go to a green carpet And when I went there, my eyes were open because I was seeing not just the successful people, but I was informed on what these products really do for us. And I fell in love with the products at that point. And it wasn't for me when I really just dug into she never asked me to sign up as a distributor, just never asked me. But what really that drew me into becoming a distributor and just joining her on this mission was she told me she wanted to retire me. And I kind of laughed it off. And, it sounded good, but I didn't really take her at her word. But she would take me to these events. And there I would see these guys who wives, spouses had retired them. So like she told me something and then she showed me what it looked like. She showed me it was possible. So once I saw it was possible, I was like, oh, like I need to get my crap together because she really can do this. And I think once she did it, I had already jumped the curve. I was already, my belief in the company. When I met Mark, I just knew the man of his word and just I knew he was a person because I'm a yellow personality. And I knew his heart was always in the right place. I knew the foundation that the company was built on, it was just in the right place. And in my eyes, there could be no bad about this company. So just me just showing up to these events, being surrounded by people, seeing the vision, seeing like everything that you want is possible. It's not people just putting out these stories and telling you like you can do these things. It's actual real people who've lived real life, who had struggles, and they still able to like put the struggles to the side and just go to work, just take action, continue to enroll loyal customers, continue to enroll distributors, and focus on the things that you need to do. The most important things is let people know about the opportunity that we have on our hands. And I think she just really went to work. She pressed in. We was actually in the business for a year and a half before she did anything, and she almost quit. But then something amazing happened, and it was she had our firstborn son, Riley. And I think once she had Riley is when she decided, I'm going to bring you home. And 6 months later, not only she bring us home, she went for her just losing rank at Diamond and me losing rank at Ruby in January to her just deciding, I'm going to retire you. We're going to make this happen. And probably within August, we was in top 75. She had went Presidential Diamond, got me the triple diamond. Our income just increased, like basically quadrupled just over that short amount of time, and nothing changed besides her mindset, and she took massive action. So the everything that the company has laid out for you, like it works, but if you don't work it, you're not going to see the fruit of it. And I think when we start taking this business serious and not saying it's just a hobby, something that we want to do on the side so that we can spend time together, and start seeing it as something that we can build a legacy on, when we start seeing it from that perspective is when we really start to go to work on ourselves and on the opportunity that we have, and really start being honest and just letting people know what this business can do for you. So I think it was for us, is me seeing her so committed, me seeing her till this day continue to just show up every single day and go to work doing the things that we get paid to do. Sign distributors and sign loyal customers. She do it every single day, and that's what she's been doing ever since she made that decision back in January 2014. That's what she wanted to do.
That's awesome, man. No, I love your story because you guys are a power couple. You guys basically started from scratch together. And, again, it goes back to what we talked about at the beginning. Successful men put their egos aside. They forget about envy and jealousy. They open up, they break the walls down, like you said. And so you were open to it once you caught a little bit of that vision. And then you guys, as a power couple, you made it work, and you got a beautiful family now. And again, it goes back to that keyword work, right? You guys have been putting your time in for 7 years. When people meet you and they're like, wow, you guys are at the top, you're crushing it. Just bought another home in Florida, right? You just moved to Florida. People see that from a distance, and this will go into our next topic, Mark Pentecost, one of my favorite. But, people say, man, I wish I had that. Well, you know what? You got to put that time in. And that's what I love about your story. 7 years later, you guys are living your dream, living your best life. And that's what men need to see today. And the difference is, now I got to, hats off to you, though. If we go back in time with this company, I first met Mark Pentecost in 2007. And it was only wraps pretty much. At that time, it was just wraps. And so I always told Mark, I said, cute company, you guys are awesome. He's a great guy, but I just didn't see myself in the wrap world, right? Let's talk a little bit. Let's bring this up to date for everybody, Tay, because you guys are top income earners. You guys are legends in the company. You've been around for a long time. And a lot of the personal growth, by the way, people that are tuning in, you and Joel and you guys got a group and you do a lot of personal growth for the company, rightfully so. But, you know, when we look at the history of this company, we've got a debt-free, basically a billion-dollar company. It's been around for almost 20 years. They made a huge, huge mark in the industry with the wrap. And then a few years ago, started to diversify, started to open up the lanes for more products in more countries. That's what attracted me. So when I had dinner with Mike Patillo a few years ago, my eyes were like wide open. I was like, wow, this thing's going to go to like the Herbalife level, right? This is going to be multiple billions of dollars. And that gets me excited. So when you look at what we have now, Tay, you started 7 years ago. What we have today, let's talk about coffee. I mean, come on, man, this is exciting. I feel like right now, and again, this is congrats to you. I feel like right now is the best time for men to join. It is their time. We've got this amazing skinny brew coffee and keto coffee. And so what are your thoughts on that? Because you've seen it all, but now it's like, boom, we've got some momentum happening right now.
Yeah, it's no excuses. I think a lot of guys in the beginning saw it as just a wrap company, and it was rightfully so. The wrap works. Nobody else has the wrap. So when you got something, a product of that nature, you have to understand, like, you have to sell it. And I was using the wraps, and I was seeing results from the wraps. But I think a lot of people didn't know, like, we also had a lot of amazing other products. But now, like, with the coffee, to be honest, I didn't drink coffee before they came out with coffee. But I just trusted, and I knew Mark and just everybody with It Works. I just trust them so much that I knew if they're gonna bring coffee to the table, then I know this coffee has to be amazing, and it has to be a game changer, because he wouldn't bring anything that's not a game changer. So when I tried it, I was in love with it. I drink a cup every morning. That's how I start my day, and I just most of the time, you don't have to go out and sell people coffee. You just show it to them. And I think if you consistently show people things, they're going to want to be successful. Like, what is this thing? And also just show them the lifestyle that this coffee is providing for you. I think a lot of people miss, because that's one thing I got from you at Costa Rica from the menu. Was like, just sell the opportunity. For me, like, I don't have to go out and feel like I have to sell people coffee. Like, I'm going to tell people on the opportunity that we have. The thing that I so love about Mark and everything that this company does is, like, they are so far ahead of the curve. Like, before, like, keto was even a big thing, they was already ahead of it, jumping the curve and just getting people on board before that. So, like, the vision and just the willingness to be innovative. Like, I just trust the plans that they have. And I just think back to our first, it was a top leadership deal back in 2015. And I just have this picture in my mind, and he talked about going beyond $1 billion. And he was just talking about the numbers, how, like, when you come up to around summertime, then the graph starts to decrease. But he was like, we're going to change the graph. We're going to do things so around this time, the sales aren't going to go down. They're going to continue to increase. And what I saw him do was not just talk about it. He started bringing new things to the table. He started bringing new products. He started to do new incentives. He started to do things that would just motivate people to want to be involved in the things that we have with this opportunity. So for me, just seeing everything that he's doing with coffee, I love it because people drink coffee every single day, billions of people around the world. And it's just an opportunity for you not to have excuses. Like, all you have to do is just go out, find the people who drink the coffee and say, hey, I have another alternative for you. I have something not only that can just help you lose weight, but it can give you energy and you can make money from it. You can stop going to Starbucks and spending your money, and you can drink your own money and also make money as well. So for us, it's just about being loud about the products we have, and not forgetting, like, we have some amazing products just from the coffee on down. So you just have to be loud about the coffee that we have, the opportunity that we have, and always knowing, like, you don't assume that people don't want what you have. If you assume that, then they're gonna sense your lack of confidence. So you have to go in. You have to be willing. When you have conversations, this person is gonna want what I have, so I'm gonna give it to them. I'm gonna sell it to them. I'm gonna upsell them because you have so much trust and faith in what Mark and just the company brings to the table. So that's what I had on. What's up, buddy?
Yeah, that's awesome. Now, and you know what? When I really think of Mark Pentecost, I mean, there's a guy that all men need to look up to. They need to understand. You know, this is that guy that, you know, leads by example. He's been a man of faith his whole life, and that's where I think in the industry of network marketing, direct sales, you know, a lot of owners, you know, that I've met, I know a lot of owners, and you can see a clear difference in a company that is God-fearing and doing the right things year after year after year after year, because it creates that environment where people can not just succeed in for a month or 6 months. They can actually carry it into, like, as you have as a family for 7 years now, and the next 70 years for your family, something that you can pass on to your children. So going back to that warrior mindset, let's talk a little bit about residual income, Tay. I know for you and Carrie built an amazing business. And for men that are tuning in here today, they heard coffee. They're like, man, Skinny Brew, who doesn't like coffee? Like everybody drinks coffee. If we, look at Starbucks, even during an outbreak in a quarantine, I guarantee we drive by Starbucks, there's people driving through the drive-through. They just can't help themselves. So, you're never going to not sell coffee. But what are your thoughts on residual income, just in general for the American families today? People all over the world to have income. As you know, you wake up every month and you know that there's income coming in. Again, you put the work in several years ago. Yeah. But the importance of residual income, what does residual income mean to you, Tay, and what has it done for you and Carrie?
Oh, man, it means stability. It means that when things like this happen, when crises like this happen, you don't have to worry because you've already done the work ahead of time. You already got through the rough patch of hearing people say no, and hearing people say no, and hearing people say no, and signing people up and not seeing it in the beginning, but you just continue to build. You continue to do things that you need to do in order to grow. Because I think when you look at this company, a lot of people think once you hit a certain rank, then, you're paid for life. But it don't work that way. Like when we hit Ambassador, the first thing that we did was open up our 2.0 because our company is so awesome that they don't just give you one stream of income. They give you two different streams of income once you just continue to build. So they reward you for building your business. So for us, just having that residual is just, I think it takes a lot of stress off our back. We don't have to worry when times are bad. We don't have to worry about just different things that, normal people have to worry about. It just with healthcare, with having, we have 3 kids that's under 5 now. And just thinking about the insurance type deal, we don't have state insurance. We don't have a lot of these things as a family. We don't have that type of insurance, but we know that we've built and we've learned how to be very smart with our money, and also understanding like we don't have to worry about having to like not pay this bill because we don't know what's going to come in next month. We know we've already did the work. We know we have a company that just have just the plan, the comp plan is just so amazing that it just gives you that it releases the stress that you would have to go through. And I think that's what gets overlooked about a company is how simple they make it for you. Literally, all you have to do is go out and build your business, and they take care of everything else. And I think that's a blessing for us because we don't have to worry about anything besides the thing that they already know that we should be doing. And that's just offering the people the opportunities. So for us, we love the fact that we can just have the residual income because it just gives us freedom to do so many things. And it also gives us the freedom to, we don't have to pick and choose where we want to give. We can give to whoever is in need at that time. We can be able to do things that certain people wouldn't be able to do. We can be able to bless families in ways that they probably wouldn't have been able to see. And we can do that without having that burden of, we have to give out of our lack. We can give out of our abundance because we understand like there's going to be more to come. And if we continue to build our team, we continue to just bring people in and teach them how to like gain their residual income as well. Like not only will we helping our bank account increase, not only are we able to give more and do more, we also teaching people how to do that same thing. So as important as for us to have that, we have to know we have to duplicate that. We have to teach people how to do that as well. And I think that's where the legacy part comes in because you're not only just doing it for your family, but you're doing it for the people that you brought in, that you saw their struggles and you saw that they may be great for this business. And you just continue to like instill that confidence within them. Like, I believe in you. I know you can do this. And being able to see them just continue to grow as you grew yourself and just seeing them be able to do things that they probably wouldn't have been able to do if you didn't offer that opportunity for them. So for me, when I see residual, I think about all the people that's associated with that. I think all the people who said yes to themselves, a lot of people who said yes to their family, said yes to the things that they've always wanted to do, but didn't have the resources to do it. But they decided to invest that $99 into it, and that 99 turned into like something amazing. So for us, we love the money, but it's not about the money totally. It's about the people that come with the money, and just knowing that we just continue to say yes and continue to do the work. We know God is going to bless us financially, but He's also going to allow us to bless other people as well. So we just love the people and just the impact that we get to make, and at the same time just make a lot of money doing so. So you can't be mad about that.
No, that's awesome, man. No, you guys are doing amazing things. And that's why I was so excited to get this recording in today. And, I'm glad we went live. By the way, I went live on Brandy's page. See, I always say I'm not the sharpest tool in the shed, but, you just got to be in the shed. But,
Yep.
we've got people listening now, and then people will watch this down the road. And these are important topics. These are really important things. So I want to talk to you about, men making decisions. One of the first courses my son Austin dragged me into, which I told you about in Costa Rica, right? And it's funny because it was about manhood and being authentic, and it was good stuff. But one of the things they talked about today is that men today are very passive.
Yep.
And, when you really look at, men and being a warrior and being a faith-based, type person, right? We can't be passive. And that's really just making decisions, right? So when I look at this opportunity, when I look at men today, and I'd love to hear your feedback on this for everybody, we've got this amazing company. We've got products for everyone. We've got coffee now. In fact, I will say that men do use the wrap. We just don't talk about it like a lot of things. We're not going to share the before and afters on Facebook like the ladies do, but we use the product, right? It'll tighten up those abs a little bit. So, at the end of the day, though, we've got the compensation plan. We want to build residual income, but we've got to make decisions. We can't sit back and overthink or think too much. We can't assume it's going to work or might not work for us. I think those days are gone. I want to get your feedback. How important is it for today to make decisions and follow through and commit to the long term?
Yep. I think that's very important. I think a lot of men, this is just my opinion, I think a lot of men don't make decisions because they don't want to feel inferior if they fail. They don't want to seem like, they don't want to have that burden on their shoulders. But for me, just thinking about my wife, I think if you're confident and you make a decision, whoever following you, like, they're gonna love you because of that, because you made that decision. They're trusting in you, and they're hoping and they're trusting that you are gonna make decisions, because they just trust you that much. So for me, I think it's important for guys to start to make decisions. It don't have to be, you just have to, your wife want to go to Target, she have to ask you to do that, and you be like, no, or just these little things. I think you have to make decisions in like the important things. Like, you have to be willing to step outside of your comfort zone as a man. Like I tell people all the time, like my wife got us started within this business, but we have kept us going. When I got on board, I came in the beginning thinking that I can change things up and do things my way, but I had to take a step back and realize, like, she's built us to the top of this business, and she didn't need me at the time when she was doing it. So why do I think I need to come in and do that? So for me, that was making a decision to sit my pride down, to sit my ego down, and just, how can I compliment her? I don't have to come in and compete with her. Like, what's the best way for me to compliment my wife so that we can continue to increase and just go out and do more and do better things that we didn't do before? So I think sometimes you just have to make benefits. You have to make decisions that's going to be beneficial for not only you, but for the people that's involved as well, for your team. I think if you just do that and understand, like, people are willing to follow you if you're willing to follow yourself. And another thing about commitments, I think you have to, I love listening to E.Q. Johnson. If you haven't heard this story, you guys just go and listen to him. And he talked about when he hurt his arm, he paralyzed his arm in a football game. And he talked about commitment. And he said, 3 days later, I had surgery. My arm was paralyzed, and the doctors told me I wouldn't get out for like 60 days or so. And he was like, 3 days later, so I was back in class. 3 days later, I was back on the practice field with my teammates. And he said, when I made a commitment to Tennessee, when I made a commitment to my grandparents and my mother that I was going to graduate in 3 years, I didn't make a commitment based on if I paralyze my arm. I didn't make a commitment based on that. I made a commitment based on my word. So I think a lot of times you have to commit to your commitment. If you say you're going to do something, then you have to do that. And in times of crisis, when things get hard, then you have to understand, like, you have to press into it. And I think for me, that's one reason I love this Every Man is a Warrior. You know, I love that Mike just continue to push me outside of my comfort zone, because when this crisis hit, like, I didn't have to be worried about being distracted by the news and everything else going on. I have something that I can just focus on, something I can just continue to press in, groups of guys who I can continue to show up with and talk about, like, what are we doing in this crisis? How can we continue to lead our families? How can we continue to lead our team? So for me, it's always seeing the positive in things, always seeing like there are solutions for everything, but we as guys have to make decisions that's going to lead people in the right way, because if you don't lead them in the right way, then chances are they're going to wander in the wrong way. So I think sometimes you just have to step up, you have to man up, you have to step outside of your comfort zone, and you have to do things that you wouldn't ordinarily do so you can have things that you wouldn't ordinarily have. So I think with this company, with this business, a lot of guys have not made a decision to join because they see the outside, they see what people are posting, but they don't see the foundation that Mark has built. They don't see the story behind it works. They don't see the tons of just other amazing products. They just see what people are pushing. But for me, I see the opportunity. I see guys who have retired. I see guys who have like Mike, who have came from amazing companies, who've been killing this like network marketing for years and years. And they come over and they see the opportunity, and right away they're just top income earners, top leaders, because they saw the opportunity. They didn't let the product scare them away. They saw the opportunity and they started to tell people about it. And they started to tell people who had the belief in them, who made a decision based on the decision that Mike made. So I think if you can stop looking like to yourself and thinking that decision is going to impact you, and just seeing like the amount of people that can benefit and just reap the rewards of decisions that you make, then I think you would step out and you would just step into the leadership role that you were given, and you would know that with God has given you everything that you need to lead. If people are looking to you to lead, then there must be something special about you. So you have to just man up and step into that role and do so.
Yeah, I love it, man. You're giving me chills over here. I mean, this is good stuff, you know, and I
Yeah,
think there's a lot of guys.
I'm passionate, man. Once you kind of get me going on things I like, I can just
I
go with
know.
it.
Hey, man, I'm a student. I'm in your course. I get it. But, you know, I think for all the men that are tuning in today and you know, women out there, you've got some men that you want to bring into what I call the vehicle and the culture. That's really what happens is everybody's got to find, you heard a great story from Tay today. Here's a man who's, you know, for 7 years has been working on himself. And as a couple, they've been building a business where today, you know, we are in unprecedented times and people are struggling right now. And that's why we have a stimulus program and everybody's freaking out a little bit, you know, with what's going on. But, you know, again, we're going to have another situation like this. We're going to have, this happens every couple of years. So what I love, Tay, is that we've got great information going to people. And the last message here is for all of you out there, make a decision. I mean, I'm almost embarrassed to say, Tay, it's $49 to join. Like it's, it should be like $4,995 just so people take it seriously sometimes. You know, I say that respectfully, but it's $49 right now to join. By the end of the month, you know, I look at it this way for men: launch your coffee business. You know, go out there and get the vehicle in place that's going to help you, you know, for every aspect of your life, but then also the culture. What Tay has shared is powerful. And if you look at the legacy companies of the industry today, and this is what attracted me here too, is that culture, like what you've talked about today, and you are a product of it. You and Carrie are absolutely products of it. You know, that culture is, I mean, you can't put a value on it. You just can't even put a price tag on it. It is something people pay thousands and thousands of dollars to go to events to hear the information that you just shared today in what we've been on here for what? Not even 30 minutes. Okay, so it's powerful when you align yourself with the right people and you get a piece of that culture to get inside of you. That's really the messaging is, you know, the vehicle can work if you're working, right? When people say, just like Jim Rohn always talks about, people always want change, but they're not willing to change. They want everything to be better and easy, but they're not willing to get better. And so they run in sand. They're like a ping pong ball in a wind tunnel, and then they complain or they point fingers or they play the blame game, or this is my, you know, this is just how it's going to be for me. And I guess my message today, I'm going to give you the closing remarks here today. What gets me fueled up here today is that it doesn't have to be like that. We've got to be men. We've got to be warriors in life. We've got to make decisions. We got to make improvements for our families, financially, physically, our health. I mean, you look at some of the things we're learning in this course with you, Tay. You know, I look at it, some of it, marriage and children, money, how to get through hard times, work, sexuality. I mean, all these things that men don't want to talk about. Like you said, they won't break the walls down. This is what this culture is all about. It's about becoming more, becoming a better person. So we're going to make decisions today, guys. That's the message. Any last minute comments from you, Tay? Close us out.
Yeah, I would just say, don't be afraid to step into who God created you to be. I think a lot of people fear that change because they don't know what's on the other side of it. But the person that you see here today, 5 years ago, I was not this person. And that's just being honest. I have grew so much because I've let everything in my past, like I just let it stay in the past. And I start growing into this new person. I start building myself into this new person, not to just kind of psych myself out and just make myself into something I'm not. But I start to figuring out who I am, what I'm worth, my true value. And, you know, and not placing my value in one of the things when I retired from my job, one of the things that I would say, like I played professional indoor football, and I was just tired of compromising my worth for what teams thought I was worth and had to settle for the contracts that they put on the table. Me knowing in my mind, like, I know that I'm worth this. I'm worth so much more. Why do I have to compromise? And if it works, you don't have to compromise. Whatever you think you're worth, if you go to work and you work hard and you continue to build yourself up, you're gonna earn whatever you're worth. Like you don't have to be worried about, I heard a quote by Jim Rohn, and he said, you're not paid by the hour, you're paid by the amount of value you bring to the hour. So for me, like, how much value are you bringing to your business? How much value are you bringing to Instagram? How much value are you bringing to Facebook? How much value are you bringing to TikTok? If you're bringing the goods, if you're bringing amazing products, amazing opportunity, people are going to be lined up in your inbox wanting what you have. So you have to be confident, and you just have to go out and share this opportunity with confidence, share our products with confidence, and just show people. You don't have to tell people your story all the time. There are like thousands of people who've had great amount of success within our company who just come from different backgrounds, different walks of life, men, women, just different everything. Just figure out one of those stories and tell it to that person. And I just understand, like my wife was talking about when she started messaging people, understand like people, the story that she was telling was attracting the people that was also relating to that story. So what story are you putting out there? Are you putting out, she was, the example she gave when she was talking about telling the story when she was pregnant and working the business from a parents' basement. And that's what she attracted. And she was like, no, like, I don't want pregnant women. I love pregnant women, but that's not the season I'm in. I want hard-working people that want this for themselves, people that's willing to do the work. So she said, I start putting out these things. And when I did it, these people start coming to me. So just understand what are the value, what are the content that you're putting out, and how confident are you in that. When you post, people should feel you're confident. When you speak, people should feel your confidence. When you do anything, people should feel that and want to follow wherever you're going or want whatever you have. So just be confident in yourself and don't fear what's on the other side of your fear. Like have faith in yourself, have faith in the person that God has created you to be, and just step outside of your comfort zone. If you're on this Zoom today, if you're watching this today, and you're deciding whether you should join this company or not, you've already made a decision. You just need to take action on it. Do it. Like you're here for a reason, something that's drawing you here for a reason. So make that decision, trust your instinct, and just get busy building the life that you want. Don't doubt yourself. Don't doubt the circumstances you're in. Just take action on it. And I think if you do that, then you will see the rewards that will pay off great dividends. Mike was talking about it's $49. Like we built 2 dream houses from a $99 decision. And you got it for $49. So just think about the power of what that $49 have in store for your future. And I think if you do that, then you will never regret the decision that you made. You just have to take action and have faith and trust that everything Mike is telling you is true. But you have to put in the work, and you have to continue to put in the work, and you have to continue to put in the work, and you have to continue to put it up, because you never arrive. You're always building and you're always growing. And I think if you can do that, you can have anything in life that you want. And that's what I got, Mike.
Man, I'll tell you, I'm going to let that marinate as I finish my my collagen. Good stuff. And I appreciate your time today. And for everybody tuning in, listen, you're going to get a link to this. Share it with men. Get it out there. Spread the word. They listen to this for 30 minutes, and you just never know. I always share the last thought I have to share is you never know which event's going to be yours. And Jim Rohn taught me that, Tay. It's, you can listen to one guy, and he says one thing, and the light bulb goes off. Your woman's been telling you, your mother's been telling you, your brother's been telling you, your best friend's been telling you, but we don't hear people we love all the time. And somebody could listen to your story here today, or maybe in a week from now or a month from now, because somebody shared the link, and oh, man, that light bulb goes off, because you were powerful today. We appreciate it. I'll see you on our Warrior training tonight, and we appreciate you, bro. Thank you.
Definitely. Thanks for having me on, Mike. I appreciate you, man. You made that light bulb go off on my head when you said sell people to dream. So I think that's what we have to do, man. Sell people to dream and the opportunity that we have with this amazing company.
We are dreaming in quarantine, man. We got to think bigger now.
Yep.
All right, guys. Well, listen, let's tune out, but appreciate you, Tay, and everybody tuning in. We appreciate you. Thank you.
See you guys.